Hello everyone, welcome to my studio. My name is Virginia Killmore, and this afternoon on Friday we're going to be making some cute little gifts to thank all the wonderful people that help us all throughout the year. Gift giving is in the air. It doesn't matter what background or religion or culture. We always want to thank people that help us out. And these are quick and easy little gifts that you can put a little candy or a thank you note or whatever on them and give them to someone who's helped you out or just someone you want to thank for something. So before we get started, I want to remind you that next Tuesday I'm going to be hosting my first Coffee and Cards, and it's a live event. You can help me choose what I'll be using to make the cards. I hope you'll join me, and I'll see you then, but I actually will see you Monday. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. So these are called sour cream containers, and I have been making these since I first started stamping, I think over 20 years ago. They're super easy to make. You can make them in no time at all, and we're going to be using classic Christmas designer series paper to make them. I'm going to zoom out so you can see. Now I've pre-set up stuff to make things go a little faster, but it is not that hard to do. So you're going to start out with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of cardstock. Don't forget, everything is right here for you. And I have taken some of my tear and tape. I like tear and tape because unlike the red tape, you have to cut it and it's just tricky. This you can literally tear. So I put some down along here and I teared it off, and then I'm going to put some right across here. And it doesn't have to be exact. It looks to be about 2 inches. And then I'm going to put another 2-inch strip here. When you use any of this kind of tape, it's really important that you burnish it. Burnishing helps it stick to the background, and then it's easy to peel off. So to make this container, we have to make the container, the little banner, and I'm also going to punch out a sprig, and I've also stamped ahead of time my little bow for that. And to color that in, I've taken, this is how it stamps, I've taken my blender pen and dipped it into some ink and then colored it in. I'm not going to show you that because today is Fast Friday, but it's pretty easy to do. Tear and tape is something that we sell. I love it. And the first thing you're going to want to do when you make this little tube is to pull off your pieces. You want to be careful. Sometimes it's easier if you wait to pull these off till after you've gotten, I can see I didn't burnish this really well, after you've gotten the tube together, but I'm going to live on the dangerous side and I'm going to pull it all off at once. So that you remember that the tape goes on the long end. You're going to be making a roll, so you want the longest piece. And I find it easiest to just turn it and then line it up and then secure it. The nice thing about the tear and tape is that it's pretty sticky. So now you want to find the side that starts right by the tape, and you're going to actually fold that like that. And you've already got your container made. Now before you close this end, you want to put your goodies in. I'm going to put a couple Hershey's Kisses, and apparently I put too many, so I guess I'll have to eat a couple. Ugh, they're sticking to the tape. Okay. And we want to do it the opposite direction that we did here. So if the seam makes it easy, we seam it right there. Now, we used to have a crimping tool that I have used, which makes a nice little texture. Just make sure that if you don't have that, that you make sure that you really secure it so that it doesn't come loose. Okay, I'm going to leave my chocolate there. Now, before we got started, I took a strip of paper and ran it through with my quite curvy cutter right here. And I ran it through twice, and this is what I got. And then I have the sentiment from the Curvy Christmas that I'm going to stamp on it. Now, these I just hand cut. I didn't get into the fancy stuff. I stamped it and then just tried to follow what I had. And I can see it's got to be this way, but it looks like it's quite a bit less curved. It's always good to sort of test your stamp there. That's a little better. And I don't want to stamp right here because I want to leave a little spot to secure it. And I am using Sahara sand, which is going to be a little bit light for you to see. Probably should have done that first and done a darker card so you can see what I'm doing. I recently re-inked this pad. And now I'm just going to close my pad up and put this together, and we're almost done. I'm going to get my scissors out. I'm going to cut a little flag, and I can secure this here with some tear and tape. I think is the best thing to use because it's so easy. But before I secure that on there, I'm going to get my sprig done. I'm going to put a little piece of tear and tape on there and then peel off. This is when your pokey tool is so great. I know it's called your take a pick tool, but that's what I've called mine for years. Now, I'm going to use my Sprig Punch and just punch out a sprig that coordinates with the paper. And I think I'll glue that down first. Put my tag on there, and then glue this down with a glue dot, because you know how I love my glue dots. I could have even used a dimensional. And there you have it. What a cute little gift that you can give to someone for the holidays. I think I'll hold this one up. You can hear the little chocolate shaking in there. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you next Monday. And don't forget, Tuesday we'll be doing our coffee and a card on Tuesday, November 17th. Have a great weekend and get outside if you can.